Welcome to episode 108 of your Concealed Taco Dudes podcast. We just need to find a track to throw in there.
No, I think it's way more exciting when we do it.
It needs to be a whole stadium of people. and then they start chanting.
What would they chant?
I don't know.
Taco!
Anyway, we'll save that for when we do our live stadium show.
Yeah.
Right. That will be awesome. Anyway, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Let's jump into some sponsors real quick. We are here in the NOE studios with myself, Jason with Concealment Solutions.
Taco.
That's all you get?
From Taco. But not from Taco Bell.
No.
Ricky with Mag Holder.
All right. Let's NOE bullet molds. I was here today.
What'd you get? Or what did you...
I didn't get anything.
Oh, were you dropping off? Were you designing?
We were discussing the plans for
the air gun stock?
Air gun stock.
Oh, okay.
And it's coming along a little slower than I think Al wants it to, and that's okay.
Does Al want to just take it and fly, or what?
Well, he was hoping to have a prototype already, and all we have is a drawing.
Okay.
A CAD drawing, and then we changed it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I was like, Al, this looks good. I like where you're going with this. I don't like straight lines. So let's put a curve here. Let's cut this out here. Let's do that. Oh, yeah. And he started drawing on it. He's like, well, that looks better already. So
yeah.
I have no idea if it's even going to be practical to manufacture once we get there, but it'll be cool.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
At least you got to get the prototype done.
Right.
So then you have yours done.
I have several prototypes. This is like the fourth or fifth variation or version of this thing. It just keeps progressing and it gets better and better and better every time. I think after this we'll know whether what's going to go into production, which route we take, whether we go with a welded one or if we go for a billet one. I would much prefer a billet one.
Yeah.
It'll look nicer, be functionally better, but it may be cost prohibitive.
Sure.
So, but anyway, that's why I was here.
Nice. I was going to say, if you haven't, you should probably sign up for the notifications on, like, when Al runs, like, a bunch of stuff. He just sent out another email recently, and there were, like, a whole bunch of molds.
Yeah.
I had a friend who had requested, like, a really heavy, I think it's a 35 Wayland mold, and so he actually ran that one. It's like a, almost 300 grain, 35 cal mold. So it's a really, it looks, I don't know, it looks kind of like a Tic Tac, but like really big.
A big Tic Tac.
Yeah, or like a submarine.
So like a suppository?
I wouldn't know. Jason, you've been putting things back there?
I was just trying to relate it to things that you guys would be familiar with.
Oh, I don't, yeah. Anyway, so NOEBulletMolds.com, use coupon code FLT001, and it will save you 10%.
Yep.
And give you style points.
And one other reason to sign up for the newsletter or his emails, yeah, if he's got something in stock that you want, get it. Because once it's gone, it sometimes takes a while for the next run to go through. I'm learning that more and more. That's the lesson I've learned from COVID. If I want something, I might not need it, but if I want something and if it's on the shelf, I better take it right now because it probably won't be there in an hour.
I need to buy one of those, the slug mold for the 25 cal.
Ooh.
The air gun.
Yeah.
Because I have that new 25.
You have not told us about a 20. We'll have to hear about that. Man, what we did with
my
guns.
List of what I did with guns.
Oh, I'm sure it's
crazy. I've been so busy with guns.
No topic for this show again. Anyway, so yeah, NOE Bullet Molds at NOEBulletMolds.com. Black ice coatings, the finest gun finishes you can find. I love black ice coatings. I'm constantly looking at stuff. Ooh, if I took this over to Lee, he could do this or that. I made the mistake today when we went, family all went out for a ride on Saturday, I think it was. The fork on my mountain bike is just faded. Just looks crappy. Still a great fork, but it looks crappy. So I was telling my wife, I'm going to go take it
to Black Ice.
And I'm like, so it's black. The bike is black with orange logos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so I thought, because we were riding in all the beautiful fall leaves, everything is awesome. I'm like, that would be cool to do autumn leaves, starting at the bottom, fading up into black into the bike. I thought that would be cool, and she got all, you don't need to, that's just cosmetic, and da-da-da-da-da. And then she starts mentioning the bike that she wants. I'm like, so I can't spend $100 to make my bike look nicer, but we can spend $3,000 on a new one for you?
Dang.
Anyway.
I need to take my mountain bike into him.
Yeah?
I got it from Mark, and it's a color that I don't prefer.
Hot pink?
I prefer that over the red that it is.
Oh. Is this his Fazzari fat bike?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
I ever since growing up, I've always supported the school in the South.
Okay.
The college in the South, and so I've struggled with the college up north in Utah.
Oh, see.
So
that color,
you'd rather have a blue than a red.
Blue, not red.
Or just not red. Pink, yeah, it's fine.
Pink. Just has to be not
leave it
red.
in the sun for a few weeks.
Fade it.
Anyway, Black Ice Coatings. Check them out.
Mag Holder uses them for our retention clips on the 365 molds.
Teflon coated.
Teflon coated, yep.
They're slickery.
Yeah. Slickered.
Give Lee a call or check him out at blackicecoatings.com and tell him slickery. Take advantage of what they offer. They do awesome work.
Yeah, now that the fall season's upon us, a lot of hunters, like bird hunting, it's kind of nice to get the Teflon coating on your shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
Because it totally, weatherproofs it.
Yep.
Sure.
And so, yeah, it's...
And it's reasonable.
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Expensive.
But
call them up and check them out.
I had a friend who did that with his shotgun. He said, best thing ever.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Instead of buying a stainless steel one that costs twice as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Utah Air Guns. UtahAirGuns.com. You guys know we love Utah Air Guns.
Oh, yes.
It is one of our favorite places.
I think I was there today.
Yeah? I have not been in there for
Or
a
yesterday.
while.
It all blends together.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, use coupon code AirCandy and you'll get free shipping and turret stickers.
Yep. Check them out. You can get on their website and build your own gun. It will change. The picture will change as you change the parts, and so does the price, unfortunately.
Yeah. And I will say, if you are looking for a pretty cool gun and you're in the, 1,000-ish budget, then check out the Air Max Catran.
Yeah.
And then if you want something that's a little bit less, look at the new AEA. I believe that's the company.
Oh, is that the semi-auto?
Yeah, they do have some semi-autos, and they have the same thing in bolt action.
Oh, okay.
And so those are pretty economical.
Yeah.
I think they're the non-semis are, I don't know, 5-ish.
The semis aren't much more than that. They're maybe
They can
7.
be. Because I was looking at the semi with the tank,
The upgraded stuff.
all the upgraded stuff.
Sure.
And
You can spend whatever you want on one.
oh yeah. So, anyways, Air Candy.
Yep. Utah Air Guns at UtahAirGuns.com. Okay. Have you got any listener feedback for us today?
I do. We got quite a bit. These were a lot of these were feedback from our outdoor guns,
Oh, yeah.
like
Bush
wilderness.
guns. Why can't you just call them bush guns?
Wilderness guns.
What do you have against the bush?
I'm nervous about any feedback about my guns.
Yeah. So, anyways, Lever Action Gypsy, he says, I go 45 Super in a 1911 with a 250 to 265 grain cast at approximately 1,000 feet per second for my woods defense load.
Okay.
Not bush
Whatever.
defense load. I've been a long time outdoorsman, backcountry packer of over 30 years.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice. I moved to Montana this summer, and due to the amount of grizzly bears, big mountain lions, and wolves, I started asking longtime locals what they suggest for self-defense. Ironically, the answers from people with actual experience in grizzly country was actually less than I expected, though the standard choices show up. I got a lot of .357 Magnum and 45 auto, but also
Really?
the expected.
For a grizzly?
Yeah, that seems really odd because it's such a slow-moving round.
Yeah.
And then he says 44 mag, 10 millimeter, 45 super, and 45 Colt. 45 Colt can be loaded to 44 mag.
Right.
Ballistics. So you could load some
You don't want to be
Colts.
carrying your cowboy loads.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Huh, that's interesting.
And then another thing he says is, one other point a lot of locals made was best is a handgun on a lanyard. If you get knocked down by a big critter and the gun goes flying out of reach, you might be done for. So the old saying, Glock on a rope.
Yeah. Huh.
So a lanyard handgun. That's really interesting.
And you tie it to your hip, to your.
I wonder. No, I don't know. I wonder if it's you have a lanyard and then you have it holstered or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or you could be like, what's his name in the, was it The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Where he goes into the gun shop and picks out his gun, takes the cylinder out of one and the barrel out of another and puts it together and listens to it. This is the one he likes. And then he gets a lanyard and ties it through the loop on the butt of the grip and then just slings it over his shoulder. And it just hangs there open like a necklace almost around his... Okay, that works, I guess.
Yeah.
I look into the data now. I want to know how many people who've encountered a bear have been knocked down by a bear and had that experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, or you fall trying to get out of its path or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that I have never, ever thought about.
Yeah.
But it does make sense.
But that's funny that he says that he's heard that from multiple people over there in the grizzly country.
Having it on a lanyard.
Yeah.
Huh.
But you got to figure, you're not just talking about protection from, like, the predators, like a grizzly bear or a mountain lion or a wolf. You run into a moose, and it will run you down, and I could see that being a feasible, okay, this moose just plowed me, and it's coming back to stomp me into the ground. Where the crap did my gun go?
Yeah, where you're rolling and whatever. And
I go back to thinking if I'm like hunting in the woods, I've got all this gear, bag, rifle with a sling. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine having a pistol on a lanyard, and not having it tied up and already in my straps or something.
Yeah. Maybe you get it on one of those slinky ones.
I'll
bungee cord.
I'll practice it.
Yeah, maybe it's like tied to you, but in a holster.
Yeah.
So like you have a chest holster.
There's an idea.
With a lanyard.
Yeah.
I don't know. All right. We also have one from Matt, and he says, while probably not best, all I kept thinking about was a 22 shotgun combo gun like the Chiappa Double Badger.
A 410 22?
Well, 22 for small game, bird shot for birds, and slugs for deer, pigs, bears.
But those
I would
are
say
usually 410s.
Yeah, you can get those little kits. They have a couple varieties.
Do they?
I would say I would not want a single shot for bears. But.
No.
Okay, and we got one from Dave from Utah.
Oh.
And he wrote a lot, so we might skip some of it. But
we're editing you, Dave.
Yeah, you're being censored. He says, in a recent podcast, Taco mentioned that his primary concealed carry gun is a lightweight J-frame, and Stan correctly mentioned he's confusing you with Stan. So Jason mentioned it was an expert's gun. I agree. Therefore, I think Taco should consider setting up his carry system the way an expert would. I recently took a class with Daryl Bulk, I think that's how you say his name, who shared how he uses his J-frames that he carries, and Bulk counts as an expert. You want to carry the lighter gun, but practice mostly with a heavier gun. Check out the Smith & Wesson 640. It is an all-steel hammerless J-frame. The extra weight soaks up the recoil and makes it easier to put in a lot of work at the range. Get your carry gun set up with the same sights, ideally the same aiming point on those sights. Get the triggers to work so they are both the same. Get the same grips for each gun. If only you guys happen to be good friends with a gunsmith. ...
If only.
Yeah, if only. Gene, keep in mind that while revolvers stand up to neglect very well, they don't handle abuse well. so we'll need to periodically tighten up screws on the guns and keep them pretty clean. With the Glock 17, you can blast for 2,000 rounds in a weekend and maybe just add a little bit of oil at the start of each day. And according to that expert, revolvers just won't stand up to that type of abuse and need to be cleaned and have their screws tightened back up pretty frequently, like maybe after each range session. Talk to Gene about that. He might have a better idea of proper revolver maintenance. That'd be a good thing to have Gene come talk about that.
Yeah. Gene's out hunting this month.
Is he still hunting?
Where's he hunting?
Everywhere.
No.
I don't know. He gave us his itinerary a couple weeks ago, and it's like, okay, we'll see you in about 6 weeks.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, and so he goes on and talks about different ammo and different targets. He says as far as practice goes, a 5-inch circle is about the size that you'd want to be able to consistently hit for self-defense. And
so I have a question. I understand where he's going with have another revolver that's heavier, that's set up the exact same way. How is that different than shooting the lightweight gun with lighter weight rounds?
That's a good question. If he's listening, he can respond. But I could see a couple different things.
I get it.
Ammo
if you're not a reloader, then obviously having the second gun is your answer.
Yeah, you could.
You're obviously the reloader.
Because I would think that you'd want something with the same amount of, similar ballistics.
Yeah.
So that the bullet flies about the same. Because, for example, if you take a revolver and you load up with a heavier bullet, then it will shoot differently than a light bullet.
Sure.
Like the aim, because it takes longer to get the bullet out and everything. So... Yeah, there's some things with how you aim with the sights that is significant.
Right.
But,
anyway.
Yeah, and he says...
That was just what came to mind.
Yeah, he says try making hits from 5, 7, 10, 12, 15 yards. And so, yeah, those are all good ideas, recommendations. I will say I do agree, like revolvers, like I have seen some revolvers, they weren't... I think one of them was like a Rossi.
Okay.
357, and it was all buggered up.
Yeah.
Like, it was my friend's, and
just because you didn't take care of it, or?
I don't know. I don't know if it was
a Rossi.
Yeah. It could have been either, right?
Yeah.
Or, bad maintenance, or...
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't really know a whole lot about guns, so it could be that he bought a bum gun, or it could be that he bought a decent gun that...
Just didn't know what needed to do.
Yeah, he didn't maintain it properly, but when we went to... and he was carrying it around for... his bush or wilderness gun, and we ended up just shooting some rounds for fun, and we realized that
he was going to get et.
Yeah, he would be the guy who got eaten. But the revolvers...
That's the guy you want with you in the backcountry.
I don't know, he's a pretty quick runner, though, so he'd probably get past. But you do not... Like, for people who are not revolver owners, you never want to do what they do in the movies. They always do everything wrong with revolvers in the movies.
They do everything wrong with every gun in the movies.
Never take...
Slam it shut.
Yeah, never take the cylinder and, like whip it closed.
Yeah.
Because that will damage your crane, and it'll mess up your timing.
Yeah.
It'll just... mess up your revolver. There's certain parts of revolvers that are fragile.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one part.
Yeah. What about fanning the hammer like they do in the cowboy movies?
Yeah.
Just holding the trigger down.
I have a bad story about that. So I did buy a couple 357 mag Rugers, that are known for being built tough.
Yeah.
And one of them I was just kept practicing fanning because I was going to do cowboy action shooting, and I was going to,
Oh, you okay? Gotcha.
But then when I finally took it out to shoot, then it didn't work very good. Like, I had to send it in to get repaired. So
you were dry firing?
I was dry fire fanning the gun.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. So I don't know. Maybe I just had a bad gun, but I don't know. I just don't abuse my revolvers.
Yeah.
Like, you just take care of them.
Yep.
So, okay, we got one last feedback message from Rich T. And he says...
Not me.
He says, Just listened to the latest episode and wanted to drop a line of support for mag holder Mark. All through the episode, I was wondering what happened and loved the explanation. As everyone said, I love hearing Mark on the podcast and didn't have any issues with understanding what he was saying. Just want to support a great guy that makes a great product. Life happens, and Mark, keep coming on giving us your insight and jokes.
Yep.
So there were other messages I got, emails and just replies where they, just wished the best for Mark.
Yeah.
So, Mark, if you're listening to this, just know everyone's wishing you well.
Yep. Mark has a sharp wit.
He does.
Yeah.
That the rest of us don't have.
He usually flies way over our heads.
Yeah.
Because he'll make references to
He's way too intelligent to be sitting in this.
Which is why he isn't right now, maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. So, one thing that I want to bring up that reminded me, talking about Mark, and it's more unpleasant news, unfortunately, but I think our listeners would be interested and want to know. But so Carl, who has not been on very frequently, but that's because he lives 2 hours away from us now. But he is in ICU with COVID and has been on a respirator for the last 2 weeks. And he's in bad shape, guys. And
has he made progress?
He has. So there's a Facebook page, and I can't remember what it's called. Something about Doughboy Carl, something, making fun of him. I don't know. That his wife set up. I looked at it this morning, and as of the 18th, he was the respirator was at 50%, so half power. He was doing the other half on his own, and his oxygen levels were at 90%. So that's really good.
Yeah, because before is he still sedated?
He is, but they have backed off on the sedation, so he's coherent. But he's loopy, I guess.
Oh, we got to ask him some questions.
Well, he can't talk.
Oh, yeah,
because
he's on the respirator.
He's on the respirator. But he does answer questions and seems to be understanding what they're asking him and things like that.
Carl, can I have your World War II 1911?
Yeah.
So, yeah? Okay. All right.
Anyway, I feel like you guys as listeners, a lot of you guys have been listening to various podcasts that have involved Carl over the years. Carl has always been the backbone. He was the backbone of the Gun Dudes. He's the one who started the Gun Dudes. He was the backbone of SX3, and he was the inspiration for this podcast.
Yeah.
So, if any of you want to join the group, it's make sure I say this right. Sea Dwarf /Carl the Doughboy updates.
Yep, that's it.
I just searched for Carl the Doughboy or Carl Doughboy, and it came
Facebook?
up. Yeah, on Facebook. Yeah,
and that's a page that his wife has set up specifically for updates and stuff on him and how he's doing. And the family seems to be pretty strong. Unfortunately, his wife and his daughter both got COVID also, and so. But much more mild. They're not having any issues, but they can't go to the hospital to see him. So they have not been able to be there for the last couple of weeks. But anyway, be thinking about Carl, praying for Carl. That family needs it right now, but his wife is strong and she's doing well, and we just hope for the best.
Yeah,
it's a crappy world we live in sometimes. But anyway, I didn't mean to bring us down, but it was important information.
To help bring us back up, let's go with what we did with guns this week.
What we did with guns this week. Okay, I'll start. Taco's waiting for me to say I didn't do anything.
I made some holsters.
I did. I made a lot of holsters. Actually, so I have my SIG P365 XL here. I got a new accessory for it. I got the Streamlight TLR7 sub for it.
And just a flashlight?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. This gun I haven't shot a whole lot, mostly because I don't have a whole lot of 9mm ammo. I need to remedy that. But I did take it out today with the light on it, put a bunch of rounds through it, so that and it's got a Hollow Sun red dot on it also. That's why I haven't started carrying it yet, because I'm not comfortable with the red dot yet.
Okay.
After today, I'm feeling pretty good. I will probably start carrying it after I clean it. But so if you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, you saw that I posted that we are now selling holsters made for the SIG P365 and 365 XL with the Streamlight TLR7 sub light. Still don't have one for the Glock 43X MOS yet and 48 MOS because they're different. And they're like $140. So it's another $140 I had to spend to make holsters for the Glocks. But
Yeah.
it is what it is. Also took my AR-45 pistol, and I had some issues with it that it wasn't picking up rounds.
Which mag were you using?
I was using Glock mags. They're both brand new mags, so the springs may be a little stiff. Today, the only issues I had was on the very first round. So with that mag packed super tight, it didn't want to strip that first one off.
Would it like jam? Like would it just go halfway, strip the bullet out or the round out?
One time it just went right over the top of it.
Okay, so it's skipping over the top.
And then other times it went almost closed but didn't. Huh. But once I started shooting it and rolling with it, it ran flawlessly. And
it might just need to be broken in.
And that's what I think it is. And I didn't have any lube on it the first time I took it. It's all Teflon coated, but so I lubed it up and cleaned it up before I took it out today, and it ran really, really well. Other than that, but I'm getting old and lazy.
You're not cleaning your guns?
No. To load my magazines, I have one of those Maglula things. Yeah. And I forgot it. So I'm like, this is killing my fingers. I'm just putting 8 rounds in.
Probably saved you money.
It probably, I know it did, because I did not shoot as much ammo as I was expecting to, because I got tired of loading mags. But anyway.
Do you have plenty of 45 ACP?
I'm getting a little low on that too. I need to
come over. Yeah.
I know. My bike season ends this weekend, Thursday through Sunday. And I'm done, so I'll have a lot more free time. Other things, not necessarily gun-related, but more preparedness-related, I guess. I finished a hatchet, so I bought these hatchet heads off of eBay that are old and crusty, and sandblasted them, cleaned them up, made a new hickory handle, sharpened it, put some paint on it, made a sheath for it. You can see pictures of that on there, too. Turned out really nice. Yeah, it feels cool good in the hand. I think that's going to be a really good tool. I'm probably going to give that one to my oldest son. But I've got others that I'm going to be doing. I found one, an axe head, just sitting there at bike practice, actually.
Just sitting there rusty and
just
whatever.
Sitting on the lawn. So I'm like, well, I'm taking that home. That one's I plan to reshape the head. I'm going to get my angle grinder on that and cut into it.
I thought you were going to say you were going to Teflon coat it so it would cut wood.
Yeah. It'll go through it really
fast. Right through the wood like butter.
Yeah. That would be cool. No. Krylon's good enough for an axe head. Other than that, we canned a bunch of salsa from strictly stuff from our garden. Nice. So that was kind of cool. And all by myself, no help from anybody. I made my own pickled peppers and canned and sealed them too.
Those are good.
I love them.
You know what they're really good for?
Tuna fish sandwiches?
Well, I don't think anything with tuna fish sandwiches is good. But
no, it's awesome.
And maybe because it kills the flavor of the tuna. I don't know.
With pickled peppers?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
If you put cut up the pickled peppers when you make a cheese ball.
Huh.
And then you get like a spicy cheese ball.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the best.
Okay.
So just
all right.
Throw that into the...
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Holidays are coming.
Yep. Spicy cheese ball.
That's about... Oh, that's all I can think of that I did. Probably more, but...
Ricky.
Sure. So over the weekend, I took my kids out, my 2 oldest, and we went over to Soldier Pass shooting range. Yeah, so it's just south of Saratoga, where everyone used to shoot up on the hill there.
Yeah.
You keep going another couple of miles, and then there's an
actual range.
Actual range, yeah. They've got 100, 250s, and a 25, or There's a couple shorter ranges. I was on the longer range. Have you been out there?
I've not.
No. It was pretty nice. It was crowded. I mean, Saturday in October, it was crowded.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
were there a lot of guys like trying to sight in their hunting rifles? Is that more of the shooting? Or?
No, actually, the pistol ranges were loaded, and even the 100-yard where I was, there were pistol guys
Shooting
taking up
100 yards?
space. Yeah.
Or
No, they were shooting. No, they weren't shooting 100 yards. They were shooting 25.
practicing their long shots.
Yeah. So I've got a hunt in Colorado coming up here in a couple weeks. So I took my rifles out to make sure they were zeroed in. Took out the 6.5 Creedmoor. That's a newer gun that I haven't really developed a load for.
Which one do you got?
Ooh, it's a Browning.
Is it a hunting rifle?
Yeah.
Okay.
The X-Bolt.
Gosh, it probably is. Browning.
It's a nice gun.
It's pretty. Yeah.
Yeah. Browning makes very pretty hunting rifles.
I bet it's got soul.
It does. It is not in my list. The other gun is my Taco 300 Win Mag, and that one.
Oh, okay.
That one has soul.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it has soul.
It leaves soul
It's
behind
got
on your
kick.
shoulder.
It's got something. So that was a learning experience, taking my boy out. I've taken him out shooting dozens of times, and he is a little wanderer, explorer. He's 6.
Oh, okay.
So I'm probably going to get
downrange a few times.
worse.
Oh, no.
Well, I don't know, kind of worse.
I don't know if that could be worse.
Yeah.
I had gone down range to set up my target. The range was closed. I was down there for 2 minutes or less, and I turned around to start walking back, and he had walked up the berm in between the 100-yard and the 50-yard.
Oh, geez.
And was walking along just looking for stuff. He had
Oh, yeah.
a handful of shotgun shells and
sure.
22 shells.
Yeah.
And so I start yelling and running and screaming at him. And he's just, walking along looking for things. And
Yeah.
luckily some of the other guys saw, and they started screaming and yelling at him. And he got down and then was pretty upset when he realized everyone was not
Yelling
mad at him, but concerned about him. And,
Yeah.
well, and I mean, can't really blame him, but the other guys in the other range didn't ever stop shooting. And so it was just flashing before my eyes, just these horror things.
Wow.
That's scary, man.
It was
crazy.
It was a good learning session, but a scary one.
Does he have a leash now?
He stayed in the truck the rest of the time. So, but they brought their BB guns. They got out and shot BB guns as I was cleaning up. So
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah, that's pretty much all I did with guns this week.
All right.
Cool.
So I did
The
some.
rest of the show is talking.
I'll go through my stuff pretty quick.
Okay.
So I was looking through my ammo cans the other day and realized that I was a little bit low on Garand ammo.
You were down to a couple thousand rounds.
A couple hundred. So, and that stuff, the 30-06 Garand loads are like a little bit different. You can't use regular store-bought
Right.
30-06 hunting ammo in a Garand, or else you can bend your op rod and etc.
Right.
So I was loading up some kind of like M1 ball replica ammo, and so I did about 1,000 rounds of that and some ammo for my 03A3. So
Cool.
I shoot the same stuff in both, so just kind of nice.
Yeah.
And then I looking at the surplus type ammo, I looked at my 308 and noticed I could use some more semi-auto 308, the 7.62 NATO type ammo for my FAL, etc., etc., etc. I got an AK that shoots 308 and AR-10s, and anyways. So I loaded up some more, about 500 rounds of 308 for those, and should be good.
Cool.
And I also loaded up some more 50 Action Express for the Desert Eagle. I still have more brass I need to load, and I just bought today, I think I got a good deal on it. They were like 25 cents each, so I bought like 800 something pieces of brass, once fired brass. So I have
The 50
AE. I don't
Okay.
even shoot the Desert Eagle that much, but maybe I need to just start blasting like crazy with that gun. But it's always a favorite of when I take new people shooting,
Yeah.
or like the scouts or whoever. because they see it on TV, see it in movies. Everyone wants to shoot the Desert Eagle at least once, and then occasionally they want to shoot it again. So it's always nice to have some of that. But I got a new Lee APP press, and this one I am setting up in my garage. So I still have the one.
I was going to say, you're running out of room for presses.
I know. And so I got one specifically to size bullets in the garage for when we have our little casting parties where we're casting, loading, and, powder coating and sizing. That way, the one guy who's sizing bullets doesn't have to go inside and be out of the mix where everybody's, hanging out and working on stuff. So, and I use the one inside, all the time, every day, so I didn't want to move that. And so to help with some of that, I made this a pretty big order from Inline Fabrication, and they make reloading press mounts and accessories.
Okay.
And so they're the ones that make those quick change plates.
Right.
And so I bought 2 press stands for the garage, and then I got the quick change plates for a new brass trimmer that I got. I bought an RCBS brass trimmer, and so with that and the Lee APP press and some other stuff, I have the ability to mount any of my presses, move it from the garage to my reloading room, or hang it up on the wall also.
Which will be handy when the wife's mad.
Yes, yeah.
Get out in the garage.
The brass trimmer is really nice to run in the garage because of those brass shavings just come right off and go on the table and then on the floor, and it's my wife's not thrilled about brass shavings on the floor when she's in there. So
weird.
So it's kind of cool to start outfitting. And I cleaned off that one bench that was just covered with junk. So I mounted those 2 press mounts in there on that. So it should be good. Should be, it should allow me to do more with more people. Okay. When people come over to do that stuff. And we mentioned earlier that I went to Utah Air Guns and I picked up that little, well, it's not little, it's actually quite large. It has a long barrel, but it's the bolt action version of their 25 cal air gun. The AEA.
Oh, okay.
I think it might be called their varmint one. It has a bottle on the front, a steel bottle, so it's kind of heavy. Yeah. And I bought the little suppressor or moderator adapter for it, and then I have the big fat, Sumo on there? Yeah, so I was shooting some 25 cals with that, and it hits pretty hard.
I
and
bet.
That's why I threw the molds into my cart. I forgot to check out at NOE because I want to make some of those hollow point slugs for it because I think that thing could smack some stuff quite a bit harder than the 22s.
Right.
Yeah, the 25 cal is pretty nice. So got that. I helped a friend came over and he's like, hey man, I got all this stuff I need to buy and do. Help me. And so he had a suppressor, and then he wanted to make his guns work with it. So he bought an Octane 45, the new model, the version 2. And so I helped him pick out the piston, because he has a SIG, which has the crappy left-hand thread. The SIG, what is it? The old style.
You're talking an AR?
No. The handguns.
Oh.
9mm.
Not like a P250.
No, older.
226, 229.
Yeah, it's a 229. So
okay, 229 is just a smaller version of the 226.
Yeah, so he had a 229 Elite or 226 Elite, one of those.
Okay.
But yeah, so he needed the piston because he wanted to throw it on his Glock, and so I helped him order some suppressor height sights for his Glock, and then they came. I helped him install those and get a green laser on the gun and all this stuff just to. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was he spent about $450 or something, and
is that all
to get new sights and everything. But it was cool. I always enjoy helping people get stuff set up
with the right.
Yeah. And I ordered a Crimson Trace. It was at Cabela's on clearance. It's one of their red dots, and so I wanted to kind of just see how good it was for $50. I think it was a little under $50.
Under $50?
Yeah.
And pretty good idea how good it's going to be.
Hey, it's Crimson Trace, so I would think that if it breaks, right away, then they would
hopefully
replace it. Hopefully,
Yeah.
it's not a Vortex warranty, so
Yeah, I've seen them. I haven't had one come through the shop yet, and I haven't had anybody. I guess I have had a couple people tell me they've got them on their guns when I've been making holsters. But
yeah, these ones are like more like AR style red dots.
oh, it's not like
It's not like a tiny one. Yeah, it's not the Crimson Trace like laser grips or anything like that.
No.
It's a red dot.
Yeah.
And it's like an AR style.
The one that I've seen looks a lot like this Hollow Sun that I have as far as size.
Yeah, the ones that I got, I think they look closer to like a Bushnell TRS 25 or like just one of those red dots on Amazon that are like Chinese made. They're all made in China anyways, but
that's probably who makes it.
Pick your warehouse and
yeah. I bought another gun. I got the email from Palmetto.
Yeah.
And so I sold a revolver.
Okay.
One of my Ruger. So my friend sold it to me and then he wanted it back.
Oh.
So I sold it to him and then I'm like, well.
Did you make any money on them?
I think a little bit. Oh. I had him because they don't make it anymore. It's a 45 Colt Red Hawk.
Oh, wow.
And so I had him do the price. I said, you go find it. But everything was like $1,000 out there or more.
Yeah.
And I might have paid like $600. So he said about $800, and I was like, that's fine.
Yeah.
So it's less than what I could have got from it.
As long as he was the one setting the price.
Right. And yeah, if he would have set the price right at what I paid for, I would have been okay with that.
Yeah.
You know, just he's a friend. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I ordered from Palmetto one of those AKV 9mm AKs.
Oh, I haven't seen one of those.
Yeah, they are like the hot item at Palmetto.
Yeah.
They send out the emails with them. You know, hey, we have them in stock, and they're sold out within minutes.
What?
It was late at night. I got the email, and I bought it.
And is it in a standard AK
it's
configuration?
It's a pistol with a triangle side folder brace.
So does it have the banana style mag and?
Yeah, I think it takes. It might share compatibility with one of the other 9mm carbines.
Okay.
I can't remember if it's the CZ Scorpion or the SIG. What is that called? The MPX.
Oh, MPX.
Yeah. It's one of those. I think it shares compatibility with, but they got their own mags, and so I ordered like 5 mags.
Huh. And what are those going for?
The mags?
No, the guns.
Oh, too much. They used to go for like $600-700.
Yeah.
Now they're about $1,000.
Oh wow.
Jeez. But they, like I said, they sell out immediately. So I got one ordered. We'll see how it is.
After shooting my 45 today, I was thinking I should build a 10mm upper for this.
Yeah, 10mm is tricky because with the blowback design in a 10mm, it's tricky.
Yeah.
But High Point made it, so they did it. So
yeah.
I mean, I think CMMG makes a 10mm something.
Huh.
But
anyway.
And one of these days we got to go out and shoot the 2 space guns.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I got the High Point with the High Tower Armory.
I don't remember what.
It's bullpup chassis.
Spacey.
Yeah. And then I got they're both like Star Wars guns.
It almost makes the High Point look cool.
Really?
Almost.
Yeah, and then the other one is they make those full auto 45s that look like pistols, and they have a little. But anyways, I have the other one that is fancy and costs like, I don't know, 4 times as much. But I got it used on sale.
Nice.
But yeah, so lots of stuff I wanna do this winter. It's funny because I do so much loading in the summer and very little shooting. Yeah. But that's like the best time to shoot. But I'm always busy doing outdoor stuff like camping and hiking and stuff. So winter comes, no one wants to do anything, so I go shooting.
Right. Yeah.
So we'll go shooting and we'll take the 2 space guns and.
Okay. Are you finally done?
I'm done. I did more stuff, if you could believe it, but I will not.
Can we get on with the show?
Yes.
Do we want to do a news story? Let's save the news story.
Save the news story.
We're going to save the news story for another day. Let's hit sponsors again real quick. Anything new at Mag Holder, Ricky? Take that as a no.
Yeah, I mean, we have been extremely busy the past couple of weeks. Just tons of orders coming in, so we're trying to keep up with them. The 365 model is super hot right now.
Yeah.
That's probably the one that's killing it right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
What about holsters? Concealment Solutions.
Discount code?
Get in the Van IF candy.
Okay.
Use it.
Save you loads. Concealment Solutions, like I said, we're doing holsters for the SIG P365 models with the Streamlight TLR 7 sub. The Glock will be following shortly. What else is new? I feel like there's a bunch of stuff I should be talking about, and I can't ever remember because I didn't write it down. Anyway, check out the website. If you haven't been on the website lately, get on there and look around. There's a lot of new models, new stuff. Gun models. We had new gun models all the time. If you don't see what you're looking for, shoot me an email. Tell me what you want. I'll see if it's available. Here's how it works. If you email me and say, hey, this is the gun model I have, I don't see it on your list. Are you going to be getting one soon or whatever? If there's a mold out there, I'll let you know. Yeah, I can get this mold or whatever. Or if it's really obscure, if you're the first person that's ever asked me for this gun, even if there is a mold out there, I might not run out and buy it right away unless it's a new model. Like the Walther PDPs, I probably need to pick some of those up. They're kind of catching on. They do have nice triggers. I think their slides are stupid. They've got the most gargantuan slide cuts in them I've ever seen. Like you could fall in one and get lost. But anyway, that just makes my job more difficult.
Right.
But anyway, so if you don't see what you're looking for, let me know. And a lot of times we'll work it out to where I can get something, or I'll just borrow Taco's because he has everything.
Every gun.
So anyway, check out the website. ConcealmentSolutions.com. Use the code ShowMeTheCandy. You'll get a discount, and I'll throw some swag in for you. I need to order some more Concealed Taco Dudes stickers.
Yeah, you do.
I'm down to just the little ones, the 3-inchers, and I'm almost out of them. I need to get more of the big. We need to get the big 5-inch bumper stickers again and stick one up in the range at Utah Air Guns and sign their wall like all the cool guys do. We're cool, right? Anyway,
Yeah.
let's transition smoothly into our tacos top 5.
And now it's time for Tacos Top 5. All right, so for today's Tacos Top 5, we have our list of top 5 soulless guns.
Guns with no
without
soul.
Soul.
Okay,
You want me to go first?
go for it.
All right, okay. So, of course...
There's going to be a lot of overlapping in this
Yeah, I think so. The first one, number 1, is a Smith & Wesson Shield.
Gosh. Man.
Okay.
Coming out hot.
Yeah. You own one of those, right?
I do.
Yeah.
I've owned
It's okay.
several.
Okay, here,
my
I'll
favorite
preface
guns.
this with, it's okay to own guns with no soul.
Yeah.
It is.
It is.
It
It's-
is. In fact, I would dare say you should own at least a couple guns with no soul.
Because, well, yeah, we'll talk about it after.
We'll get into that later, yeah.
But
What else you got?
the number 2, the Smith & Wesson M&P.
Okay.
All of them.
Yep. Well, technically, the shield is
handguns.
an M&P.
Yeah.
It is an M&P shield, so... Anyway, okay.
Yeah, just plain
Okay.
Jane polymer
Yep.
striker fired.
You just offended a lot of people.
I know. It's okay.
It's okay.
All right, number 3.
It doesn't mean... These aren't bad guns. They just don't have a soul.
Yeah.
We'll clarify.
It can still be totally useful.
Yeah,
They just don't have
absolutely.
soul.
It's like
Okay.
the hammer hanging on the wall in your garage doesn't have a soul either, but you love it. It's
I don't know.
useful.
It might have some blood on it.
There might be some with souls. Okay, so number 3, Glock 17.
Okay.
And you can almost throw every Glock in
Every
there.
Glock. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
AR-15.
Okay.
And finally, high points.
Okay. I'm going to jump in now with my list. My list is a little more broad and specific at the same time. So, number 1 on my list, any polymer pistol. I cannot think of a single polymer pistol that I would consider to have any kind of soul in it. There are some fantastic ones. You know, I thought, well, what about like an HK VP9. Those are cool, modular, very ergonomic. Still has no soul. So if there is a polymer gun out there that has a soul, I want to hear about it because I can't think of one. So all polymer pistols, soulless.
I would say, I don't know, that CZ I got from you.
Nope.
It holds 1,000,000 rounds.
It does. It's a cool gun. It's fantastic.
It looks nice.
It still has no soul.
I don't know. Well,
The VP9 has more chance of a soul than that.
oh, no way. No way.
Just on style alone. Anyway, the next one. This one I made more specific, but it can be more generic. A Remington 870. Polymer.
Okay.
And now, notice I didn't say pump-action shotguns, because my Browning BPS has a ton of soul.
Yeah.
But...
And there's the trench shotguns.
And the trend,
Full of soul.
I had an old Stevens 12-gauge pump shotgun that, based on the abuse that it had, it may have been used in the trenches. That gun had soul, even though it was ugly, and I got rid of it. But it had soul. Next, every high point. The next one I have, Ruger American Rifle. And I own one, and I love it.
I almost put that on there.
But they're just... And
Plastic stock.
Exactly. I would be willing to say that there's probably a Ruger American Rifle out there that does have soul, but the ones that I have and that I have experience with have no soul. They are soulless. And last but not least, I have the AR-15, but with a caveat, an off-the-shelf AR-15.
Sure.
Okay.
My ARs have soul because I built them from the ground up, and they're
Modified, customized.
They're modified, they're customized, they're made, mine's been Teflon coated, it's a side charge, left-hand side charge for me, yeah. So, an off-the-shelf AR-15 has no soul.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. Ricky, what you got?
What can you add to that list?
I don't know if I can add much, except, I think I agree with some of them. Not all of the selections.
But my shield! My shield!
Your shield might have soul, and we'll talk about that.
Okay. And I do have questions. As you guys were talking about your list, I have so many questions as to why
they are soulless?
Why would you say the things you say?
Everybody, people are outraged right now driving to work. What?
We're not going to get High Point as a sponsor. We're not going to get Ruger as a sponsor. I think anything Mossberg does not have a soul.
They're the Abomination. It's the Mossberg lever action, like tactical.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Huh.
That has like a possessed soul. It's like an
so it's got a soul. Just
it's
the wrong end of soul.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a subject.
Whoever
for
designed that gun.
My first gun was a shotgun. Was a Mossberg shotgun.
I had
and
I
loved it. I still have it.
I hated it.
But I've bought others since and have promptly sold them. Quickly after buying them.
Yeah, I did not like my Mossberg shotgun.
I liked mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, 590. It just reliable is all get out. Yeah, it's a little bit nicer than the 500. The 500 is like their basic one.
Mine was a 590 tactical, I think. It had little spring-loaded things in the stock where you could load extra rounds. Yeah, that broke.
Right.
Okay, so what, Jason? To help clarify, are you done with your list?
No, I think, like I said, I agree with some of the ones that you guys already said, so I can't really add except that, the Mossberg.
Okay. That's fair.
So what gives a gun soul, or
versus a soul? Why is a gun considered soulless versus one with a soul? Why does a Browning pump-action shotgun have soul when a Remington doesn't? That's the question you're asking, right? So,
are you saying? Go ahead.
This is my take on it. First of all, polymer, it just can't have a soul. If it's plastic, a soul can't reside in plastic unless
it requires wood.
I think it does.
Wood and metal.
I think it does. Wood and metal. Now, there's a lot like a 1911. I think most 1911s off the shelf have sold just because of the design of the gun, the designer of the gun, the machined parts. Everything about it is just elegant and beautiful. There are ugly 1911s out there for sure, but as a general rule, I just think that's something that is going to have soul off the shelf without even any wood. Yeah. Now, you could take a Ruger American rifle.
Are you saying like even the 1022?
Yes.
So I have several 1022s. I love them. A black plastic 1022 off the shelf has no soul.
It's the same as the AR-15.
Yeah.
I've got several as well, but nothing is original except the bolt.
If it has a wood stock, I think it has soul.
Has potential.
It has at least potential. Here's the difference.
It's blossoming.
Wood was once living, right? And it is totally unique. Now, you look at walnut and it has very similar grain patterns from one piece to another, and it can all look the same. But if you look close, they're like a fingerprint. They're totally unique, totally individual, and that alone, I think, gives them soul. Now, another thing that can give soul to a firearm is
style.
Style, for sure, but also history, okay? So, a M&P shield sitting in the gun case at the gun shop has no soul.
Sure.
Yours might have soul because it has a history with you.
It's been with me everywhere.
Right. And it can tell stories.
Every hunt, every...
There you go. So yours could have soul, but it took work and effort.
Sure.
To penetrate that polymer. Well, okay, it's another thing too, like for example, revolvers.
Yeah?
You can have like off the shelf revolvers that, you know, they got the polymer grips. They're just, I would say any gun that is kind of like a cookie cutter gun.
Yeah.
Glock, mass produced, like those type of things.
I mean, most guns are mass produced.
Yeah.
But
you know, some guns, like when I was looking at some lever actions, then we were actually looking at the Henrys and looking at the stocks and the different wood they used. And I mean, some of those were just beautiful. And the you know, the pattern of the wood, where there were knots, everything, it was amazing, right?
Yeah.
And so those types of guns, you pick it up, you hold it, and you're like, wow.
And it draws you to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been drawn to a Glock?
Yeah, but have you ever been drawn to any polymer gun? So I don't think that's a...
So I love polymer pistols and striker fired pistols. Those are my go-tos all the time. But have I ever been drawn to one? And I'm going to say no to a degree. So being drawn to it, I have not ever walked into a store and went, oh my gosh, what is that? What is that black plastic?
Wow.
Oh, that's
that
never
Glock
happened.
is unique.
Now,
shining ray of light on it.
Now, it has happened where I've walked in, like the Ruger 57 is what they call it. Their 5.7 caliber pistol.
Oh, yeah.
That one I was drawn to when it was in the shop because they were so hard to get, and I had credit at the store. And I walked in and I saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I immediately walked to it and went, put my finger on the glass.
Mine.
That's going home with me.
Dibs.
Not because it was... And I will say, I think that is an attractive gun. It's well designed. It feels good in the hand. It looks good, especially when you compare it to the FN, which looks like a turd, but
it does.
A bumpy turd. Anyway, drawn to it because of it was hard to get at the time, and it was a good utilitarian. It filled a niche that I was trying to fill. I wasn't drawn to it as a thing of beauty necessarily, or something that had a soul.
Yeah.
What else?
So I would say, you know, like for example, a high point, right? We both mentioned high points.
Yeah.
Because
soulless.
They're soulless. But
on every level.
But
I don't think you can put soul into one. Stop.
If you've seen mine,
nope.
Mine is like the most unique high point.
It is. It still has no soul.
I don't know. I don't know.
the analogy of polishing a turd.
It is a polished turd. I agree.
Okay, but it's a turd with a soul.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you think about it like this was my first gun ever.
Yeah.
You still have it?
I do.
Same one.
And it was a gift.
So for you, it definitely has soul. For the rest of us, it's repellent.
Well,
that's when you guys texted over what the topic was, the soulless guns. I think I texted you separately like that.
What the heck?
What is that?
Well, it's individual.
They all?
Well, it's individual to each user. It's relative.
Yeah. It is for sure.
My guns, I own them and have kept them because they mean something to me.
Have you guys ever named a gun?
No,
not really.
See, then none of your guns have soul.
What?
Oh, I would greatly disagree with that.
That's one indicator that your gun has soul, is if you give it a name.
Or
what about my chickens? They don't
have souls. Have you ever I don't name chickens' eyes?
Okay, some of my old battle rifles.
Yeah,
they are.
Yeah. Oh, I've got a few of those.
World War I,
yeah,
World War II.
Anything with a military history that has served.
But I don't give them a name. That would be so dumb to give them a name.
I don't know. I have 2 guns with names.
Yeah.
So you only have 2 guns that have souls?
Probably. Guns come and go quite quickly with me.
Really?
Now, and here's one thing I'll say. Like, soulless guns can make great tools.
Oh,
so
that's exactly
a Glock
right.
19, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing unique about a Glock 19. You can buy one, shoot thousands of rounds through it, and then sell it, not feel bad, buy another one to replace it.
And
it's
going to
be the exact same thing.
I've done that many, many times with that exact model. Yeah. So here's the other thing, at least for me. So like the Beretta 92 or what's the military? Is
it's the M9.
M9?
Yeah.
So I ended up with an M9 in a trade. Don't like the gun at all. Mostly because it's so goofy shaped with that exposed barrel and the way the controls are. It's such a pain in the butt to build a holster for. It really is. And so I'm automatically prejudiced against it. So I traded another gun for this that I paid I think less than $300 for, and this guy traded me straight across for almost brand new M9. And I sold it 2 days after I got it because I didn't want it. Now, since then, that gun is no longer a service pistol, right? The M17 SIG has replaced it. I want one now, but I want one that has been in service.
Sure,
I would like to pick one up, and they're cheap. They're under $400. So I should probably just get one.
So an AK-47, does it have soul?
Definitely not. It's Russian.
Russians don't have souls. I would say an AK-47 has more soul than
an AR.
Because they usually have wood.
Yep.
Sure.
And they are more like handmade.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of fitting sometimes.
So you can look at it and know that I even beat that together with a hammer.
Yeah, but
I would be interested in what our listeners, what they feel like. If you own a Glock that has soul, I would like to hear about it.
Why does it have soul?
Why does it have soul? Now, about the only explanation that's going to convince me is if you're a cop or something and this has been your duty weapon and it's protected you and you've got stories and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, if it has scratches from,
Yeah, I
was
this
diving on the ground because this guy was shooting at me.
Yeah.
And got this. No, I don't know.
That could give a Glock soul.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because it would make it unique also with the scars, scratches, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But just painting one with battle-worn finish does not give it soul.
No. Nope. It definitely doesn't. And I see a lot of Glocks come through my shop that have had a lot of work done on them, and they are still soulless.
Still soulless.
They are still
So
soulless.
an AR-15 can be completely modified and receive a soul, but a Glock cannot. I'm just trying to find holes in your strategy here.
If it's your Glock, it can.
Me personally?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, for me.
Yeah.
Not for you.
So if
my Glock doesn't have soul for you.
Right.
Okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's fair.
All right. So I hope all of you are thoroughly confused by this episode's topic.
It was very scientifically put together. These rules make sense. You just have to follow them.
It was fun to do.
It was a good one.
So we're out of time. So until next time, stay safe, have fun.
Be nice. And take someone shooting. Why
If you
not?
can find it.
If you can find ammo.
Place.
I have not been to Taco Bell in many, many years.
What?
It's true.
Man.
Yeah.
They've got a few good.
I don't know if you could classify anything as good from Taco Bell.
It fills
But it's
the
just
hole.
like, it's okay.
Yeah, no, it has its place.
Yeah.
I feel like clearing out my digestive system. I'm gonna go.
We're plugging it up. Yeah. Yeah.